What's up everybody, it's Mamodxx here with a tutorial on how to make Spotify or Tinder. This intro will be at both of them. Suggested programs. Keynote for the best results. Keynote on a Mac. I don't believe you can get Keynote on Windows. I'm not 100% sure about that, but I'm pretty sure you can't. And then an editing software. PowerPoint might be a good substitute. I don't know much about PowerPoint. I don't know much on the animation side, and animation is very heavy in both of them, especially Tinder. Keynote has a lot of animation options, and I'm sure PowerPoint has some, but I don't know if it's as open and as expansive as Keynote's. So try it out, explore PowerPoint if you don't have Keynote, and if you do have Keynote, explore Keynote. There's so much to learn. I know it inside and out, and that's how I'm able to do all this stuff so fast. So yeah, and then you need Windows Movie Maker or iMovie. Windows Movie Maker should be okay. I haven't used it, but I've been told you can trim, you can crop, you can split, you can manage audio. It's okay. It's very simple editing when it comes to that. It's just the PowerPoint and Keynote part that's very intensive. So anyways, let's begin the tutorial. Be warned, I talk very fast at points. You will have to rewind. The first step to Tinder Emblem, blast some good music. So here we're gonna start off with getting an iPhone. Now you can get any phone you want, Samsung, Android, whatever you want. I get an iPhone because I'm familiar with iPhones. That is why. So I put in my normal background, that's the gradient, gray and white mixture. I put that there, and then I took that image with the phone on top of that. And now I am cropping out the screen of the phone. So now that we can put anything behind the screen. And this is basically where you're going to be working this entire time. This is a little window, so you can put anything there, as I said. So like I said, I pick iPhone because I'm just most familiar with it. This is my Tinder Emblem assets. I'm just getting a screenshot of my home screen. I typically do these where it's a woman or even a guy, and it says, "I am your husband. Oh, I am your waifu." So I put it in that little window, and now I'm putting a little darker square just so it's easier to see the text and the time. Now I'm recreating. This is the big thing about Tinder and Spotify: recreation. I am recreating the iPhone home screen. If you don't know what the iPhone home screen looks like, and you don't have an iPhone, and that's what you want to go for, Google it. There's plenty of references online. As you can see, I'm going for a reference now. I need to get the service bars, so I found a high quality one. This person had cellular service of based God. So I made copies, and now I'm getting multiple things. I'm getting the cellular service, and then I'm going to be getting the Wi-Fi and the battery, simply because you can't really recreate that. So I have to resort to screenshots. Biggest thing, try to stay away from screenshots as much as you can. It's really tough with Tinder Emblem. It's pretty easy to stay away from it in Spotify, but Tinder Emblem, it's a lot more difficult because these are really there's a lot of things that you can't really recreate. As you can see, I made the name of Horizon. That's just a staple in all my Tinder Emblem videos, or a good amount of them. So I just put that as the cellular service. You can put whatever you want. You can put AT&T, you can put Cricket, you can put Hoshi, D&D, I don't know, whatever you want. And now I'm adding animations. Animation is huge with Tinder Emblem. As you can see, I was making it scale out, making the time scale out, because when you unlock your phone on the iPhone, it scales out. Now here I am blurring a picture on lunapic.com. If you ever need to blur a picture and you don't know how, lunapic.com got that. Just go to blur. And so I want to blur it for the bottom row of icons. It's like Safari, phone, music, and something else, mail. And it's blurred to begin with. So once again, it's tough not to use photos, but I do always use a photo. I usually take a picture of my own iPhone and get apps from it, and then I edit it, and then I add in my own text with the app names underneath it. I don't do the app names in this one because it would have taken so long. That is a very long process, adding every single name underneath the app. But just make sure you're patient, you have a grid on or some way to measure the distance and measure that they're all same length, same width, everything. Here I'm taking the bottom bar, and I'm going to change the blurred picture. As you can see, I have it with Alm at the bottom, but now we're going to be changing it to Subasa. Never mind. Subasa's bottom, that's now blurred from lunapic.com. I'm adding an animation where it moves in. And I've added to the apps where they scale down. Now I have Tinder, because I forgot I needed Tinder on there, because that's kind of important. That's the point of the video, but hey, it's fine. And if you remember at the beginning, I had the phone on top of the background, and then I cropped out the phone screen from there. I did that because it creates its own layer, and it will always be underneath the background. So it doesn't look like it's coming from off the screen, if that makes any sense. Here I'm getting the Tinder icon because we're making the Tinder startup page. I made a little black box around Tinder because when you touch it, it makes that little darkness just for a split second. And here I'm bringing back the top bar with the service and the battery because it stays with you through Tinder. Some apps don't have this, but Tinder does. So I put that there, and I group them all together so that they all scale in together as soon as Tinder opens. As soon as, you get to the slide where it's supposed to open. And now, once again, I'm basing this off of screenshots because of time restraints. It would have taken a long time to recreate this. When I originally made this, I recreated everything in my own way, unless it was almost virtually impossible for me to do it without taking a screenshot. Like some of them, like the ones that I took pictures in the beginning, and like that chat icon on the top right, that thing is ridiculous and I can never recreate it. I have tried so many times. So I took this Chelsea's photo, and we're going to use that as a base for our swipe rights. For our profiles. Profile cards, I like to call them, because they look like cards and you swipe left or right on them. So I was going to look for Berkut. I was like, I don't know who uses this, so I just used Anaconda. Anaconda was like one of the first things that came up my meme. So I'm making the name box for her because it always shows the picture and then underneath is the name. So it's going to have the picture of Anaconda, it's going to say Anaconda and then her age. Sometimes it says miles away, but I don't like that because it changes so much, and it changes per person based on location and stuff. It's really confusing. Tinder's a weird app. If you need help, the best thing you can do is download Tinder. And you will understand the whole entire concept of recreation better. You'll understand the UI better, and that's what you need to do. I believe this isn't the most updated UI, but this is showing that you need to recreate everything, or get screenshots of everything. Like I said, if I didn't provide the reasoning I always advise not using a screenshot is because compared to stuff that you make, the quality is going to be very, very poor. Like say if you want to recreate a box, and then inside that box you have, say, like somebody's name. That's not the best example. Say you have the buttons underneath the boxes. The buttons are going to look lower quality than the box, and it looks really awkward and might distract the viewer. So here I'm recreating the like button. I really poorly create this. I'm getting the image from getting the color from findacolor.com. I poorly recreate this, I won't lie. It's horribly well done. It does not look good at all. But I'm just recreating the like button, the like icon, and then I group it together with the actual card. I have a little trouble here, but I do get it. I group that together, and we're going to do more animations where we move the card to the right because you're swiping right for Anaconda. Why wouldn't you? And so because, once again, it's a layer underneath the background, it's just going to disappear into the background. So as you can see, that's me swiping right for it and revealing Faye, which we would swipe left for, just saying. And here now I'm going to recreate a profile. These also appear in my videos where you just like have a little profile to explain. It's basically a box on top of a box. You have the picture at the top, then you have another box where you have all the info, and then you have the 3 buttons. It's really, really simple. This is the simplest thing to recreate. The thing is just, always trying to find some funny things to put in there. Of course, I wasn't being creative. This was at like midnight I was doing this. So I just put my anaconda don't, my anaconda don't want none unless you got Rarcon. And then I filled it up as much as I can, and I previously had the buttons saved. Normally, you would I either recreate them or get a screenshot of them. If you can't find any screenshots of a certain thing on Tinder online, download the app. I'm telling you right now, like it may go against your well-being, your morality. I don't know, but I promise you, just say it's for experimental reasons. All right, so now we're gonna create the biggest part of Tinder Emblem, the chats. I just changed something in my last video that I had a typo with. So as you can see, this is already recreated. Basically, I recreated a box at the top, and I'm showing you that I made the chat box already. Like, this is already recreated, but I'm showing you how I did it. I made a little pen tool around it, and then I have a little circle next to him, next to the box where it shows the person. And then at the top, you have the person showing up because Anaconda, you're talking to Anaconda, you have to show who you're talking to before the first message comes in, because not everybody's going to recognize the small little bubble circle picture. Then you also have the little text that says you matched with Anaconda on said date. You can customize that as long as you put that in yourself. Please put that in yourself, or it's just going to be really awkward looking. And so I'm making a conversation here. I have Anaconda saying my Anaconda don't. And then the person replies, "Hello, daughters," so assuming it's Corin or something. And now I'm just adding this little ending part. And now we have it all here. And that's basically it. So this is our final product. So we have the text move out, and then we have the apps move in, and then we have Tinder move in, scale in. And then we have swipe right for Anaconda, and then we get to Anaconda's profile, and then we have the chat itself. And I grouped the bubbles, the little bubbles with the icon in it, with the chat bubbles, and I grouped those together, and I have them move in from the left or right, depending on who's speaking. On Tinder, just a quick thing, if you don't use Tinder, when you are typing, when you are sending a message, there is no picture next to your name. There is just a blue bubble. There's no picture because Tinder's like, you don't want to see yourself. So just remember that when you're making this. That's basically how to do Tinder. Recreation. Don't use screenshots. Download Tinder for the best results. And patience. Patience is huge. Tinder took me about 80 hours to make. My first Tinder Emblem took me about 80 to 100 hours to make because I had to recreate everything. And the thing that sucks about Tinder compared to Spotify, this one's annoying. Spotify doesn't really update its UI, its menus, its everything all that much. But Tinder updates their UI like weekly. Not really weekly, it's like every few months. They update it huge, and I've had to remake the UI like I would say 5 times by now, and it's really frustrating because you have to do everything over again. Yeah, so that's how you make Tinder. Have fun with it, or try to. Just patience, go through with it. If you have any questions, I'm sorry if this was a bad explanation. It's really tough to generalize an audience. It's tough to explain things without people knowing certain parts of Keynote or iMovie. If you don't have Keynote, as I said in the beginning, you can use PowerPoint. I don't know much about PowerPoint's animations or basically their animation side. I don't know the animation side of PowerPoint. I don't even know if they have animations. I used PowerPoint, I think, twice in my life, and then I'm just not knowledgeable in it. So if you have a question, if you comment saying yo, I have Windows, this isn't in PowerPoint, I really don't know how to help you. I mean, maybe I guess go to Adobe Flash at that point, or Premiere. I'm not sure. If you're on a Mac and you have a Keynote, I can totally help. It'll be much easier for me to explain because I will know the program. I know Keynote inside and out. And then finally, once you have the whole entire thing done, you throw in iMovie or Windows Movie Maker. I believe Windows Movie Maker works here. All you have to do is just trim, crop, and split clips and just throw in audio at the end. This is very simple editing compared to Spotify. Spotify, you spend a long time in the editing process, in the clipping process, in the audio process. This one, you don't. The Tinder's very quick to edit. So yeah, that's my Tinder Emblem video. That's my how-to. If you have any questions, I will try my best to answer them. I'm sorry if this wasn't the best how-to guide. It's just, I'm sorry if it was fast. It was 13 minutes. It's a very, very, very long process. Expect to be doing this for hours. It's long, but it's worth it. It's very fun. I find it fun, at least. Some people might. Most people don't, probably, but hey. Anyways, thank you for watching, and I hope you have fun with Tinder if you choose to do it. See ya.